Talking about the Bears in Baltimore. Caleb riding a 4-game winning streak. Baltimore, 4-game losing streak, bro. But they are still heavy favorites now that Lamar is back.
Smartest dude in the league, right? Ben Johnson, everybody loves him. We on the same page. Y'all know, y'all like cackling and mocking me. Y'all know they are not your typical 1-5 team. I've said it. They played 3 of the best teams in the league.
We're just laughing.
They're L's.
We're just laughing, Brew, because right as the soundbite was ending, you just announced, "Put the camera on me."
I wanted them to get
It's fantastic.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
All
a
right. What's the
performer.
question, Kato?
The question is, what would a win? It's actually
actor,
Caleb
man,
focused. Yeah.
An actor. Sorry, my bad.
What would a win over Lamar mean for Caleb?
Well, I mean, if the Bears win because of Caleb, it's the biggest win of Caleb's career. It just is. Now, it's only year 2, but last year they had
he hadn't had a bunch.
He doesn't have a lot of great ones. No, but last year they had a 10-game losing streak, and then they were a 10-point underdog to the Packers in Week 18, and they won. So that was his biggest win as an underdog. But Jordan Love got hurt in the game. Jordan Love only threw 12 passes, and then he won as a 5.5-point underdog against Washington a couple of weeks ago, but he wasn't great. Like, out of the bye, great defensive game, great running game. Like, if Caleb outplays Lamar and the Bears win, that will be, you've been asking for, like, when are we going to get the statement game? That'll be the arrival game for Caleb Williams.
You don't agree, bro?
A win over Lamar and the Ravens would mean nothing.
Wait, I don't understand.
His signature win might be the Cowboys so far. He put 52 on them, right? Outplayed Dak. Dak was good in that game too, obviously. My point is this. If they beat the Ravens 38-35, Lamar's great, Caleb's great, but the Ravens give up 38 points, it just shows that defense hadn't learned. I was wrong. The Rams game was not indicative of anything. All right, the defense is still horrible. Because we talk about him versus Lamar. It's not him against Lamar. It's him against that defense. C.J. Stroud cooked that defense for 44 points. What did it mean? Nothing. All right, so I'm just saying, like, I get, technically you beat Lamar, but it would, and if he wins 10-7, you asked me this earlier. If he beats the Ravens 10-7, that means it's a great win. I give you it's a good win, but you didn't cook.
No,
if you only scored 10 points against them.
Of course, but I totally,
I would think Dallas will be a bigger win.
No, I totally disagree, and I shouldn't say no, like you're wrong.
No, if you want to say it's an unacceptable opinion.
No, I'm not going to say it's an unacceptable opinion. I'm not going to say that. But this is where I am in conflict at times with some of the supposedly smarter people that cover the NFL, because a thing that us Neanderthals do on sports TV that you don't do if you're, talking about expected EPA and DVOA and the really cool stuff, is talk about like Mahomes versus Allen. And, Mahomes versus Lamar and the Brady versus Manning. Because, to your point, it's like, well, you're playing the defense. I do believe that in football, there is an impact on a quarterback based on who the other quarterback is. I think some guys rise to an occasion. I think some guys play a little tighter. I think there is a real tangible impact on it. And I think, in my opinion, we see it with Lamar up against the Chiefs. Everybody talks about that's just a Spags thing. I don't think that is just a Spags thing. I also think Lamar doesn't play his best football when Patrick's on the other sideline. I think it would be really impressive if Caleb Williams is staring across the sideline at a, let's assume, healthy, fully functional Lamar after not playing really well the last couple weeks and raises his game. Because to the point of, we saw him raise his game against Dallas. Now, we can say that's all defense dependent. I understand that. But it would, so I agree with you. I think this would unequivocally be the biggest win of his career because it also, we know the Ravens are going to be at peak everything. Peak concentration because they're not playing pinball. Peak rest because they're off a bye. Peak motivation because every single one of them's on the bud list. I mean, you can't be more motivated than that. So I just think this would be the best win of his career, assuming it comes with him playing well. I'm not talking
that was
about
the assumption I made.
Yeah.
It might be. I mean, he has, and this is not an insult, he hasn't had a bunch of great wins. He played great against Detroit last year. Goff's not Lamar, but I hear you, but would you agree if he cooks them and scores 30-something points, that's a credit. He played a great game, and we will give him some praise. I'm just saying it will also be like,
the Ravens
that's a
defense
horrible
is
defense.
right. The Ravens defense is
so,
a
I mean,
right.
it won't mean like that won't. I don't know that would be. I wouldn't think that would be the moment. Oh, he's arrived. Like, will any of us be like, he's here? He is a star now, or
But you're
right
still
about
saying that the Ravens are this great team,
I think
and
that.
they're
Well,
not a
I
normal
think
1-5
the
team.
offense definitely is great. The defense, I'm hoping, will capitalize on what they did against the Rams.
I'm just telling you, Brew, if the Bears win 38-35 and Caleb cooks, I cannot wait for our A block.
No, it'll be great for him. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Caleb's here because C.J. Stroud just did it.
So I agree that and I think you might agree as well. Caleb needs a string. Sure. And he needs to go on
That's what I'm saying,
a type of month like Drake May did.
But Drake May started on the doorstep of destiny against the Bills. And that's would be theoretically if Caleb.
But I guess do we have the Bears schedule? Is that something available to us? If not, oh wow,
Great job. That's great producing.
Great job, Christina. So they don't have. So let's say Caleb plays really well the rest of this.
Winning,
even if they don't win them all, let's just say Caleb over the rest of this middle column strings together 4 out of 5 really good games. And then the Eagles game would be his doorstep of destiny game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know, I'm not saying they win but say
give him a 9-game win.
No, not a 9, but they go 3-2 and Caleb has 4 really good games. And because the Drake May thing against the Bills Wilds, that was his 4th consecutive awesome game? 4th or 5th? Whatever it was, I can't remember when they played, a couple weeks ago. But so you agree that because he hasn't strung together a bunch of
That's all I'm saying. Like, it would be, obviously, you beat Lamar Jackson, that's great. But that defense has been so bad, and if he cooks them, I will think the defense is still terrible, you know?
Sure.
But you're right. If he strings together a bunch of wins, it'd be good.
All right, moving on to Packers at Steelers. This game is on Sunday night. We were kicking around the idea that this is a revenge game for Aaron Rodgers. He said not so much. Who do you trust more this game, Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers?
As crazy as this is, because I did not expect myself to feel this way at the beginning of the year, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. Well, you did pick them to make the playoffs.
I picked them to make the playoffs. I did, but I thought it was going to be because they were going to get fine play from Aaron Rodgers and they were going to have the best defense in the NFL. They spend more money on the defensive side of the ball. They got stars everywhere, and the defense has underperformed. Rodgers has been good. He has not been great, and their offense has been limited, but we can do the side-by-side comparison of these guys. It's pretty similar.
Oh, yeah.
Like, completion percentage, which I know you don't love, touchdowns for Rodgers, fewer turnovers for Love, passer rating virtually identical, points, wins virtually identical.
Is it virtually identical?
3 points, bro. 3 points. That 108 to 105 is close to identical.
Through 7 games, right? That's a pretty small difference there, I would say. So I don't think that there's much. If you want to say you like Jordan Love over Rodgers because of 3 points in passer rating, I guess that's fine. But yeah, I'll take the veteran at home who is, to my eye, more consistent this year than Jordan Love. I find him to be playing a more consistent, predictable brand of football.
You left off yards per game, which Love has him beat by 20-something, close to 30. Yards per attempt, which Love has him beat.
I mean, Love has most guys beat.
Yeah, and they've thrown essentially the same number of passes. I think Jordan 176, Rodgers 172. Jordan's got 2 interceptions.
I think they're about the same. Off the top of my head, 176, 172. I'm just going
in those same number of passes.
Yeah, I think
in
right.
the same number of passes. I have a great memory. I'm like LeBron.
Yeah, exactly.
Rodgers has 5 picks.
Yeah.
Same number of passes, a few less, 5 interceptions. Love has 2. Yeah. I keep hearing about how J-Lo, and I get it. He is not like where Aaron Rodgers was at his prime. You know, he's not yet there. He's got room to grow. And I get it. Sometimes I'm seeing stuff, I'm a little concerned. But everybody seems to think he's going to throw the bad interception. He hasn't been doing that this year. He's done it here and there. Everybody
People are scarred by the Browns pick. I mean, that's just to be fair. They have one loss. It's to a team nobody thinks is good, and it felt like the only way they could lose that game. It was similar in a lot of ways to the pick Jackson Dart threw this weekend. The only way you can lose that game is if you throw that pick in that spot. And with Jackson Dart, we're like, you're a rookie. We understand it. Jordan Love, you're in year 6. You're a lot of teams' Super Bowl pick. We didn't understand it. But I agree with you, Brew, that moment and the fact that they almost ran out of time against Dallas has had a very heavy weight on our Jordan Love decision-making feelings for a guy who only has 2 interceptions. I agree with you entirely on that. And both of their numbers are really good. And both of their numbers, in my opinion, are better than you would have realistically expected going into this year. Maybe not you. Did you have Jordan Love winning MVP?
Yeah, preseason.
Because I thought the Packers were going to be more carried by their defense. But I agree with Danny with a caveat. I trust Aaron in that I feel like I know what we're going to get out of him. But I don't think I think he's more, I don't know if he's more trustworthy, more reliable. Mm-hmm. I think Love is more likely to go off for a huge game.
Really?
I just don't, Aaron, Brew's right about the yards. Yeah. Brew's right about the yards thing, man. That Aaron Rodgers we talked about it yesterday, has thrown for fewer yards this year than CJ, than Bryce.
Jordan Love is a big play guy. I mean, he will stand there and he will chuck the ball down.
And last
it'll be 4th and 3 and he'll throw it 40 yards.
Yeah. And so I don't think Aaron I know he's had 2 4-touchdown games, but he hasn't had any big yardage games. Right. And the yards per attempt, which is a stat I like, and the big plays, I think it's more reliable with Jordan Love. And this might be unfair because, to Brew's point, he's only thrown 2 picks. I do feel more concerned that Love is going to make a catastrophic error than I do Aaron, even though I know what the numbers are, Brew. I can't deny it. It's just the feeling I have watching him.
There's one potential. Has Jordan Love made a Pro Bowl? I don't think so. I know the Pro Bowl is kind of wacky now.
Yeah.
Well, let's say there's one potential All-Pro. That's very kind.
Out of these 2?
Yeah, one potential All-Pro and one all-time legend playing. Okay. I think we consistently underestimate all-time legend left in the tank games. And Aaron Rodgers can tell you, you know what? I looked at this game just like I looked at the Patriots game, and I'm here and I'm just trying to throw the ball. I think we are due for an all-time I can take it up to this level type of game that we see.
So you think this might be like the last great Aaron Rodgers moment?
I think.
No, he'll do that against the Bears.
Part of that, I think there are. I think this
promise you he will have a great game against the Bears.
And I know that Aaron Rodgers not planning on playing past this year.
No, but there was reporting this week from I think Darlington that the Steelers want him past this year.
He looks great. That this is a game that could go either way. That he could play amazing and be like, you know what? Check that box. I can go to Malibu and hang out. Or he can play great, like, you know what? I still got it. Let's run it back. But I think that you see LeBron, Tiger, like, oh my, what is Tiger doing? Like, you can see it with all-time greats raising their game. And I've got a stat I will show you tomorrow.
Oh, you don't have the stat?
Why not now?
You want to see the stat?
Yeah.
It's not that great, to be honest with you. I don't even know if we pulled it. No, it's the first game against their former teams. Oh. This was the Brady game that I remember I went to this game.
You went to that. And did you show afterwards from the parking lot?
Yeah, well, we were in the stadium, but Brady was
I remember that.
Frazzled that game. Again, it was in Foxborough. He got like a hero's welcome and then booed 5 minutes later. It was like very strange. Peyton in Indianapolis was 386, 3 touchdowns. Favre against the Packers, 271, 3 touchdowns. I think we are in for a classic performance.
I wish this game was in Lambeau.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. What is? Can you? I don't know if you guys can put that back up just real quick. Here is what I would say is the distinction on these. Tom Brady in 2021, I think, came in second in league MVP. Peyton Manning.
He wasn't good in that game though. Well, Tom Brady was not good in that particular.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's a little bit of a
wasn't.
mixed bag, but I think he's going to trend towards.
But he was a better player.
Right. He was that year. He was second in MVP voting. Peyton Manning in 2013, I think that year won the league MVP, or if not, or it was a year removed. And Brett Favre in 2009 came in second in MVP.
Right.
I just think those three guys, even though Favre's same age as Aaron right now, and Brady might be older than Aaron is right now, were closer to that season, closer to the peak version of themselves than Aaron is right now. I like that. I like that.
That was a fun graphic.
It's a good job.
Legend alert. We know why I took off? Because I was supposed to feed it to you.
What?
Montana against the 49ers.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember how he did.
He did pretty well.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Cowboys in Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Broncos have won 4 in a row. Cowboys, get this, bro, have gone loss, win, loss, tie, win, loss, win, and now this game. They're the only team in the league besides the Vikings who haven't strung together to consecutive somethings. Visors on.
I like this guy. I like Schottenheimer. I think I was
He's
just
done a
wrong
good
about
job.
him. I like him.
You're buying the Cowboys can start their winning streak in Denver.
So I do think they're going to win this game, but I don't think they've got a long streak in them, if that makes sense. I think this game they can win because I heard what you were saying earlier, Brew. Like, their offense is awesome, and we just saw Denver against the Giants.
Bruce say it to believe their offense was awesome?
No, but he said who he was trusting.
You're right.
Great minds, is all I'm saying. We're opposite on Herbert, Bears, Ravens this week. I had to find some alignment. No, I think the Cowboys are going to win this game, and I like them in this spot. But Coach Schottenheimer is probably going to have some problems with like a 4 or 5 game winning streak because their defense is just not good enough. And they got to play Mahomes and Hurts and all of these guys on their schedule still. I just think they're in trouble.
They better go on a streak.
Wow.
They better. They should be on a 3-game win streak. They blew it in Carolina, and I get it, Carolina has improved. You blew it, Cowboys. You're supposed to win that game. Because here's the deal. This game, then they got Denver, which isn't, this is Denver. Then you got Arizona and the Raiders. This should be a 3-game win streak. Because guess what? After that, it's Philadelphia, Kansas City, Detroit, and then Minnesota, the Chargers, Washington, and Dallas, and the Giants. So my point is, they're 3-3-1. What can get them into the playoffs? 10-6-1, maybe?
10-6
at worst.
I think would get them in.
Okay, they got 3 more losses then. I just said they got to play the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Lions.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Chargers. They need to beat these teams that we think they may be better than. They don't have a silly loss left.
So I agree with you 100%, which is if they win this game, I think they will go on a streak. I think they will be on a 4-game winning streak. Because I do think they'll beat Arizona, and coming out of the bye, as much as it breaks my heart, I've got to admit, I think I slightly overrated the Raiders. I no longer think the Raiders are the 6th best team in the AFC. And so
That's big of you, man.
I think, and the teams that scare me if I'm Dallas are teams that can pop off for a big number. And Arizona, I don't know what's going on with Kyler Murray. By the way, that's like the most undercovered story by us, I guess, as well. I don't put Arizona in that bucket. Denver's definitely.
They just scored 33 and a quarter.
They scored 33 and a quarter, but that's such an aberrant to who they've been all year, who they were in that game. And the Raiders just had 30 plays. Not points, not yards, plays. And so if they beat Denver, I do think there is a real chance, Brew, that after the bye, they are 6-3-1, and we are taking them very seriously. Now,
their defense is just bad enough they can lose to anybody.
Well, as evidenced by the Panthers game. Yeah. The flip side of that is, Panthers that loss is not as terrible as we thought.
No.
What I'll say about Carolina, to your point. So I think I agree with you, Danny, in that I think they're going to win this game. I just don't think Denver is going to have back-to-back 30-point games. I think that's what they need.
Should be a great World Series. Game 1, Dodgers, Blue Jays. Coverage begins tomorrow, 7 Eastern on Fox. Ohtani coming off of one of the best performances, frankly, anyone has ever seen in any sport in Game 4 of the NLCS. Rob Manfred joined the guys earlier today on FTF to talk about it. Take a listen.
The two words that always come to the top of my mind is two-way. Right? You know, some people have hit 3 home runs in postseason games, Reggie Jackson being the best example. But, you know, to pitch like he pitched and hit 3 home runs at the same time, I just can't imagine somebody else doing it. Now, hopefully, you know, he won't turn out to be a unicorn. Maybe we'll have another one someday. But he is a really special player.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Frenemies. Good stuff, buddy, with the commissioner earlier. What do you expect from Ohtani in this World Series?
Because he had a really bad NLCS up until he had the greatest game in the history of baseball, which I guess was a quarter of the NLCS. But that's
how baseball works.
He had been
right?
scuttling the series before as well.
Yep.
I do think that that momentum will carry him into the World Series. I don't think it'll be enough because I think the Blue Jays are oddly the right type of team to give the Dodgers trouble, which is the only concern about the Dodgers all regular season was, man, that bullpen is not good.
Right.
And the starting pitching has been so historically good this postseason, it hasn't mattered. I think the Blue Jays, who first in the league and on base, fewest strikeouts in Major League Baseball, highest batting average in Major League Baseball, are going to put enough balls in play that they get to the Dodgers bullpen, and I think that allows the Blue Jays to actually upset them in the series.
I feel like my analysis on this is skewed by Pasquatch when he was here with us, because he was just so dead on right with everything. But the Phillies and the Brewers were really bad matchups for Ohtani because of the volume of lefties that they had that they could throw at him. And Toronto doesn't have that. Like, they don't have it in the same way. So, and with what he just said with Kevin Burkhardt about, like, the star player and being back in the World Series and the pressure he puts on himself to perform, I just feel like he's going to take that Game 4 performance and be absolutely dominant. And Pasquatch said World Series MVP for Ohtani, so I'm going with it.
Well, if the Dodgers win, I agree. But I think that he could be dominant and they lose. I think that it's on the board that he hits 370 with 2 bombs in the World Series, but they lose.
All right, let's go from one unicorn to another.
Yeah.
I have been dying to talk about Victor Wembanyama all day. I don't really understand fully what we watched last night. It was an alien. It was a unicorn. It was unbelievable. The Spurs rout the Mavs 125-92. You know, 40 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, no big deal. Such an impressive kid, an unbelievable game. I put something together for you we'll do in a minute, but I don't know if you saw this. This time yesterday, Victor Wembanyama, 12-1 to be MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Right now he is 3-1.
Right, which is second best, right?
Yeah, I think right there at third. Yeah. Just behind Jokic and SGA.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's an overreaction.
No, I don't think it's an overreaction either. And it's twofold. It's, yes, because he had this monster game that I don't think anybody is shocked by him having that type of impact defensively.
No.
But the offensive impact against, and this is the point I keep reiterating, I think Anthony Davis would be my #1 draft pick of any player in the league to try to slow Wemby down. Like, of anyone in the league. So, when their next game's against New Orleans, then the Nets, then the Raptors.
That will be easier.
And so part of it's what he did offensively against AD, but the other piece of it is I think Vegas now thinks, oh man, the Spurs might be really good because of him.
Right.
Because that's so hard to win MVP if you're not a top 3 seed. That seemed impossible going into the year. It seems more possible now, and even they might make a Wemby exception, which is if they're the 5 seed, but he's the only all-star on the team, maybe that's how he wins it.
And also, like, for the best player in the world conversation, I have never struggled with these as much as so many people in the media does. Like, I look at it as a scouting term. Like, of course, greatest of all time, Tom Brady. He's got the most rings. Like, it's an accomplishment conversation. He's not going to be able to be in the Jokic accomplishment conversation this year or the SGA accomplishment conversation this year. But as a scout's eye, you make fun of me for how much I rely on my eye test. Man, yes, that's the best basketball player.
So
that is the best basketball player.
So he might be. My point with whether it's your scout's eye with Herbert or with this, no matter what he does this year, he can't get in the accomplishments conversation.
Of course.
I get that. But I put such a heavy premium to not just winning, how you perform in the postseason, that it is impossible for me to say a guy, but just to finish the thought, I'm not saying he has to go win a championship to be eligible for this title. I just need to see him be whatever level he is in the regular season, be able to be that level in the postseason before I can, without really abandoning all my best player alive principles, say it. So best player alive to me is, it sounds like for you, best player alive, the answer to that question is the exact same answer always to, hey, there is a game tomorrow. Who would you want as your number one pick?
That's right.
And that, to me, oddly, is not always the same. That's not always the same person. Like, there have been plenty of times that I have felt that Luka, night in, night out, when he was a Mav 2 years, was the guy I'd want tomorrow, but it wasn't fair for me to say he's the best player in the world. But Wemby might break all the rules, though, because he's 7'5".
So that's what I wanted to kind of pivot to here, and we only have a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But I just put some random career superlatives together, and I want you to look at them with me.
Okay.
And tell me if you think Wembanyama is going to end up on this list. Mutombo, Ben Wallace, Rudy Gobert. Those are the guys who are tied for most Defensive Player of the Year awards. I would happily take the over on 4 for Wembanyama.
I think he will win more Defensive Player of the Year. Yes. The only hiccup is the games minimum that didn't exist for those guys.
Sure.
But yes, I would say he will break the record for most DPOYs.
Will he join Michael Jordan as the only person ever to be a Defensive Player of the Year and win a scoring title?
That really is a question of, will he win a scoring title?
Right.
Yeah, because if I think he's going to win 8 Defensive Player of the Year, I don't know.
Okay,
that's the part. That's the one that I need to see, because the offense is shocking to me what he did last.
But it's a reasonable question.
It's a reasonable question. Yeah.
Okay, the next one: scoring title and being one of the 5 best defensive players.
Yeah, the scoring title one is going to be the hardest for me. These I'm most.
All right, so no, that's okay. So scoring title, we'll put a pin in it. You at least say that it's reasonable.
Yeah.
The overarching point here is he can be on a list with a bunch of different guys because he's such a unicorn. But Christine, we can go to the next list.
Yeah.
Quadruple doubles. It's only happened 4 times ever.
Oh, I think he will be the first player ever with multiple.
Exactly. Okay, so we're in complete agreement on that.
Yeah.
Does he have a shot at Hakeem's record for blocks? Mutombo is second, and he's 600 behind him.
Yeah, because the gap between Hakeem and Mutombo is like the gap between Mutombo and number 7.
Correct.
So I'm just going to try to do quick math in my head.
Because you didn't look at any of these ahead of time.
3,800 blocks. So you play. I'm going to say no. Hakeem on the show yesterday said he's the first guy ever that he thinks can beat his blocks record. But if he did 4 blocks a game for an 80-game, he would have to average 4 blocks a game for an 80-game season for 13 years. Fact check me on that math.
That's about right.
My math is always right. I'm going to say no to the blocks record.
Okay. I think he's going to finish either first or second.
But here's one of the blocks thing to me is so interesting, Danny, because I also think he is going to generate a new stat.
Diverted shots.
Yes,
I agree
aborted
completely.
shots that would have been, and again, maybe the synergy folks are like, no, we have that stat, and it just hasn't gotten to my brain yet. But I think he is going to, but not even altered shots. Shots that are not taken.
Not even attempted.
That would have been attempted against any other, like 98% of guys when they get to this spot on the court with the next closest player 7 feet away, take a shot, but they don't against Wemby. And listen, I think he has a chance to be the greatest defensive player ever, which is Hakeem Olajuwon or Bill Russell. And if he does that while averaging 25 a game, He's one of the 10 greatest players of all.
And so that's what I think is just so fast. So we're like, that's a Kobe list and a Duncan list and an Akeem list, like all melded into one player. Like we're going to see things on the basketball court. Like he'll miss a three-pointer and have a tip slam dunk on a putback.
Well, what we saw last night is a version of that.
The block shot into the four-point play.
Erasing a shot, like swallowing it up, and then a step back behind your back dribble into a three. No, he's the only person ever that can do stuff like that. It's really unbelievable. And I don't know if, Christina, I know we have 20 seconds. If you can show my full screen of the best big men of the last 30 years. Here's what they did at Wemby's age.
Yeah, this is
They
good too.
all were top 4 MVP. They all made the finals. Now, those guys had better co-stars in Ralph Sampson, Penny, and David Robinson.
Let's see what Dylan Harper turns into, man. Because I know everyone loves Castle, and I do too. I've talked to people in the NBA who think Dylan Harper is going to be a stud.
Agreed. I don't know about as a rookie this year.
Neither do I.
But I also think because of Dylan Harper, what if you flip Fox for a real wingman?
Right.
No, the Spurs are legit. And Wemby, it's unbelievable what he did last night.
Unbelievable. It's one of the coolest things I've seen.
How are you going to deal with Michael Jordan end up being the 4th greatest player ever? Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.